All right, welcome back, gamers. Justin here with you again, and I wanted to give you a brief update on the work that we did last week. We're going to call this developer blog number 2, and you can see that first of all, so I'm over here with the with the houses, and you can see that we've kind of tore up some of this. So we've redone some of the graphic work, the streets, the sidewalks, that kind of stuff. But we also made these houses quite a bit smaller, so there are quite a few of them now, but a ton of work to do over there. So, again, that's really all we did here was just kind of make the houses smaller, put some trees around them and just kind of spice them up a little bit, but that is nowhere near what will end up being the final. So we'll ignore that for now. But I do want to swing back over here to the park because there is quite a bit new here. So if I work my way around here, so you can see that last time you saw this was mostly open and empty over here. Now we've added a bunch of medical tents, some more trees and foliage, that kind of stuff. And again, I haven't fixed this yet, so we can still kind of walk through that wall. But so you can see, a lot of tents, a lot of just kind of stuff that didn't exist here before. We've also added trees here to kind of fill up the space, but still leaving, you can see like right through the middle there, still trying to leave some lines of sight. A couple of pathways walking through this and whatnot, but we probably will clean this up a little bit. This is a little bit thicker than I think that we'd like it to be. So we'll probably clean this up a little bit, remove some of those trees to give you a little bit better sight line, through the park itself. So. As we come in here, though, is this the tent? Nope, not the tent. One of these tents has some additional assets that we've added. So we're starting to add some of the smaller details now. Yeah, it is this one. So we now have, some things like some first aid kits, some ammo boxes, those types of things that we're going to start to play with. Of course, those may change and the locations of them and whatnot may change, but that's kind of the idea. We want to start kind of populating some of this stuff and, getting it to a point where we can actually use it and you can start to pick that stuff up and whatnot. You'll also notice the camera's a little bit lower than normal right now. So I've been working a lot on the just camera motion in general and motion in general. So I've got the sprint broken, like all of this kind of stuff because we're really kind of playing around with that right now. So it's a little bit lower than what your final sight will be. Right now it's very close to the ground, so I apologize for that. But just understand that'll change. But I'm making my way to the back of the park here. Again, we've added some additional foliage. We've added some additional tents, all of that kind of fun stuff. And a lot of the changes were right here. Now, we'll get back to this building back here. This is actually the theater back here, and I'll make my way over there eventually. But for now, just know that the theater is up here along with kind of a business area, and we'll get there. But, down through this whole thing here, we've added a bunch of med tents, just that kind of stuff. Trying to kind of fill this space up, make it a little bit more realistic, more like what it would be like in a post-apocalyptic environment like this. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the park now, though. And you can see that, now we've added like a little bit nicer foliage and stuff here, kind of dividing the streets and whatnot. And now you come into the warehouse parking lot. And I don't believe you've seen the warehouse on camera yet. Maybe you have. But we're going to work our way over there. And as I'm doing that, you can see the expressway. We now have that into place. I'll work my way up there so you can see this and, and see what it actually looks like. But for now, I want to work over here and get to, I really need to add sprint back in. This is so slow. I'm so sorry. But we're going to work our way over here and, and kind of take a look at the warehouse now. We've added a lot more detail, some external details. So you can see the outside of the warehouse now has trees kind of lining it, trying to make it look nice. We've started to add some of the assets to the ground here. We've also added blockers here, so you can see, we've got the little bunkers here. Eventually, those will have emplacements or in-place guns that you may or may not be able to jump on and actually shoot. It's up, it's still up for the air. So, but you can see we've closed off some of these entrances now. So this entrance and that entrance are now closed, which means that you must enter if you're coming in from the north side through the north here. So we're going to come in here, and again, I can't remember if I've shown you this or not, so I know you've seen screenshots if you follow us on Twitter or on our Discord. If you're not on Discord, please go join that Discord. We're trying to grow it up to 7,000 members by the end of the year, so join it and then go tell all of your friends about it too. But you can see in here the warehouse is here. The idea with the warehouse was that it was taken over by the military. They came in and they've added, they were using it as kind of like a food and supply warehouse, which is why it's so heavily defended on the outside. But again, there's going to be a lot of goodies in here, probably a lot of food, a lot of medical, that kind of stuff. And again, we've tried to keep sight lines in mind here. So, as you're moving through this, you can see, at the right angle, you can see to the far end of the warehouse. Again, and some of these boxes you can actually get up on top of and that and whatnot. And then down here also, we've closed off a couple of these entrances, although we did leave one partially up here. When you can, you'll be able to lay down there and actually gain some visibility into the building. Again, over on this side, you've got the two entrances here, a long sight line. So as you walk in, you'll be able to kind of look down here and see long sight lines and whatnot. Now this side is actually a lot more defended. So we do have the fences up on this side, and again, you can walk through them right now. We're in the process of fixing this, but a lot more defendable area here. And we are still missing some assets. So this shift here, don't worry about it. We'll get to it, I promise. But as we're looking through here, you can see that this is pretty defendable. Really the only way in on this side of the factory, or the warehouse, sorry, is to come through this gate here. And unfortunately I can't right now because I've horribly broken this. So that's the only entrance here, is to come in that way or on either side. So if you come down here, you'll actually notice that the fence does not go all the way. And if I come around here, you'll be able to see this. And this is the same on the other side as well. So you'll be able to kind of jump that and make your way in here as well. So you've got the main entrance right in the middle. There's one on either side of the building here that will get you in there. So, again, trying to restrict entry points a little bit while also still giving you some options. I think one of the things we're going to do too, and why I came this way, is because we're probably going to blast a couple of holes in the side of these of the warehouse here, and make a couple of entry points here. So and at some point in the future, you may see this kind of broken down a little bit, and you may have a couple of entry points. 1, 2. We're thinking maybe at maximum like 3, for now this is all just one solid wall. But the goal eventually is to get this to a point where there are multiple entry points, but each kind of come at a cost, I guess. So with that, I'm gonna head up here towards the expressway, and I'm not gonna go up on the. You know what? I will actually. I'll take you up on the expressway, but to give you kind of a view of where we're headed here. So the warehouse, you've got the park right over here. This is the theater and kind of a business section over here. And again, this is all empty right now. There will be stuff here in the coming weeks. But this is the expressway that we were talking about. It does traverse the entire width of the map. And there are, spots where you can get up on it. But once you're up there, you are relatively exposed. And we're going to do more to expose it. Some of these, like the fences that you can kind of see here, we're going to knock some of those down. We're going to take some of them out. We're going to remove some of the artwork and stuff here, and some of the entry points. You can start to see the theater popping up over there. But, it's the main entry points right now are up through and we'll just head up here to kind of give you what the site looks like. So I'm going to head up here, and you can see as I come up this, already we're getting some interesting views. But, as far as this fencing and stuff, we are going to knock some of this down to where you have a little bit better visibility. And you can see down here, there's a lot of opportunity, and we'll get over here on the other side. There's actually a park over on this other side that you can look down on. So the idea is that, you'll be up here, you'll have visibility over the map, but as you can see, you're relatively exposed, especially if you get over here. People will be able to see you from this side and be able to take shots at you. I'm going to go down one more exit, I think. I'll get on the other side of this barrier. So here you can see, you've got kind of the main road here. This is the same main road. So right down here, and you can kind of look through the fence. So you've got the theater, and then right behind the theater is the park. So Sunshine Park immediately behind the theater. The theater here has a big parking area in the front. Again, you've got good visibility, kind of over the parking lot and whatnot. And then now we're getting down into the newer areas too. So the theater is new. What you're seeing here is the backside of a bank. It's almost incomplete. The bank is right now. The bank will probably extend all the way back here to the expressway. We're very near it, so it's a pretty good sized bank that's slated to be there. You can see some of the the trees and whatnot. We tried to decorate it up a bit. A lot of foliage and whatnot down there. We're getting down here, so this is the back side of the bookstore now. So we're back here. This is the bookstore that we're looking at here, and then you've also got Tasty to Go, the restaurant here. And then behind that, we also have a I don't know if I can get down here. We're gonna see. Hopefully, if not, I'll cut. Okay, yeah, I can drop. Beautiful. Yeah, that will probably kill you. So if you do that in game once physics are turned on, you will probably be severely injured from that. So don't do that in game. So we're coming up here. Got a wall, nice little graffiti on it, some brick walls here, and again the bookstore. Now the bookstore right now you cannot go inside of. However, that is scheduled. So we'll make that to where you can open that door. You can go in and loot from that. Here is Tasty. There's the bank that we were just looking at. Again, you've got your restaurants here. And again, the camera's a little low. You can see we're about table level right now, so it'll be about double the height. And then here we have a sporting goods store. Same thing. You can't go into it yet, but once you can, you'll be able to go in and actually loot from it. Down here again, we're just north of the park again. And over here is where the big residential area will be. So everything kind of this way around over there that you haven't seen right now will be all residential. So it'll just be a lot of houses and a lot of that kind of stuff. We do have the newspaper stand here. That's, again, you probably won't be able to go into this one. It's a very small area, so we'll probably stack a bunch of loot and stuff around it. You've got the juice bar, and then, of course, we're back to the north side of the park. And again, the idea is that you'll be able to go into the juice bar, you'll be able to loot it, do that kind of stuff. But, you can see where you're over here, you're very exposed if you're in this part of the area or this part of the zone. The benefit to this, though, is, again, we're pretty much centered on the map here. The park is actually about center point. It's offset a little bit, so it's a little bit wider this way than it is that way. The west side, we're offset more, so there's more west than there is east. Again, this is pretty much center point of the map here. So the idea is that the bulk of the good stuff will all be down here. And, and then again, you'll be able to enter into the theater here. So, you can see we've still got some work to do. That's about as far as I can walk into it. So there's some work here. Will allow you to enter this. And then inside, there will be quite a bit of stuff there to loot as well. Still need to do some decorations on the outside, make this look more theater-ish, but you get the idea of where we're headed with this. So, nonetheless, though, I wanted to kind of give you some visibility into this. Let's see how the zone is progressing, and get you a little bit more attuned to what it is that we're expecting here, or what we're trying to design. Again, the goal is to have a really big zone here where there can be, anywhere from 16 to 64 players. And then we're also going to do a version of this. And this I think is the first that you guys have heard about this. But we're going to have two kind of versions of the game. So we get that not everybody wants to PvP. And that's for good reason, right? It's like we want you to enjoy the game, but it doesn't always have to be PvP. So we are going to have kind of two versions of the game, one that's player versus environment, and then one that's PvP, which is player versus player, and actually there's an E, so it's PVPVE, because if you're in PvP, you're also going to have some environment to deal with. So the goal of this, though, is to give players multiple ways to play this, and in the PvE there will probably be less loot. And probably less of that high quality loot. But the goal is really to create a PVE, so player versus environment, the version of the game where you can come in if you just, if you don't want to go against other players, if you're just not that type of player or whatever it may be, the goal is to give you a mode that you can come in here, still earn gear, still earn loot, and still have basically the full experience of the game, just not having to worry about other player versus players. There's also some variants on that we're talking about. So instead of doing like PvP, we may just do like PvP where everybody's your same faction. So if you choose the Scrounger faction or something like that, then everybody that's in that raid will be Scrounger. So you won't be shooting at each other. Instead you'll all kind of cooperate to play through the map. So still a few ideas there. It's not fully fleshed out, but the one thing that we are pretty set on is that we do want to have kind of two different versions of the game. So if you're a PvPer, you want to get in there, you want to duke it out with other players, that version will be there. And if you choose that route, you will have better loot options. So just the best loot, the highest quality loot will spawn in those modes. But if you don't want to, or you just don't feel the need, or maybe you're just not in the mood, you can always jump in and just do some PVE and maybe rank up, get some kills, dig for those items that you're looking for. So. But we basically made our way around the map. I know this was a little bit longer one, but we've kind of made our way around the map here. I wanted to take some time, show off the changes that we've made here. I'm gonna try and do these about every week. So we're kind of hitting our stride now. We're starting to get good progress every single week. So the goal here is to always keep you up to date and always keep you informed. So. And let you know that it's not a dead game. We're all here. We're all very excited about it. We're starting to gain speed. We're starting to grow the community out, and we're really looking forward to where the game's going to go. So, nonetheless, though, I hope you've enjoyed the video. And again, we'll fix this stuff, but I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying the direction that we're headed, and if you're not, by all means, leave a dislike, leave a comment. Join us in Discord. Come tell us about it, because again, the goal is to create a game that you guys enjoy and that's fun to play, that meets the needs of our community. Those types of things. And we very much do take your feedback into account. So, just keep that in mind. And feel free to join the community. You don't necessarily have to support us monetarily, although we do greatly appreciate it if you do. Unfortunately, some of these assets and whatnot, they are very expensive to develop because they take skilled artists and whatnot. Our team right now, we're very developer heavy. And so, we can do a lot of cool things in code, but when it comes to designing assets and stuff, we're somewhat limited right now, and we're having to outsource most of that. So, we would love to get enough support where we could actually onboard a full-time graphic artist, a full-time designer, to be able to create these assets that we need and in a timely manner and do it in a light that's, that kind of meets the genre of the game and whatnot. So, if you can monetarily afford it, only if you can afford it. We don't want you to come out of pocket for this if it's not something that's feasible to you. But if you can, please head over to our Patreon, look at supporting us there. You can also do one-time donations. You can buy some merchandise, all of that fun stuff, all of the usual stuff. So, but at a bare minimum, come join us on Discord because it's free. Doesn't cost you anything. You can join into the community. We're really small right now, but we're rapidly trying to grow and gain some momentum. So, but that's where I'm going to leave you for the day. Again, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to join us, anything like that, pop into our Discord and say hello. Let us know what you think. Thanks for your time. Have a great week.